This is step number 10 and also the final step of this Intercom project. So at this point, we have correctly written the complete Arduino program and the complete Python program. So what else do we need to do actually? Well, if you have noticed, whenever you want to start the Python project on the Raspberry Pi, well, you need to boot the Raspberry Pi, you need to log in the desktop or with just command line with SSH, and then you need to start the script. So you need to start the Python script manually every time. Now, a Raspberry Pi is nice because it's very small and you can put it anywhere. So what if we make the program just start on boot? So when you boot the Raspberry Pi, the program is just also starting. That would be nice, right? And that's what we are going to do. So then the next time you boot your Raspberry Pi, you don't need to log into the desktop. The application is just gonna work. And to do that, we are going to use systemd. So this is not a course about systemd, right? This is just a small improvement for the project as a kind of a bonus step. So I'm just gonna show you what you need to do step by step, but very simplified explanation. I'm not going to dive into the details. And so first of all, we are going to go here in Python program where we have our intercom step 9. I'm going to put it as executable with chmod plus x intercom step 9. And now you can see it should turn green. Okay, that's something that's going to be important for this step. And then I can do, for example, intercom step 9, can launch it like this. So this is working. I have not connected the Arduino board actually here, and I can also launch it with Python 3 intercom step 9. Okay, that is the same thing. So now that your script is executable, let's go to /lib/systemd/system. Press enter to clear. And what do we have? Well, we have a lot of things. And basically, those, you can see many of those files are something .service. So we are going to create another file, another service, and then make this service start on boot. So let's just follow the steps here. So you do sudo nano to create a file. You need sudo because we are not in the home directory, right? And then let's name it intercom-project.service. Okay, and what are we going to write? So this is a specific structure you need to follow. First with bracket unit description. So the description is anything you want, for example, intercom system. It doesn't really matter here. And then you have after, so write exactly like this. You're gonna put multi-user.target. So, well, this is just to say that the program, the service is gonna run after this. So you have many different steps in the boot, okay? And if you want to run a Python program, you're just gonna use multi-user.target so that it's gonna wait a bit until the environment is ready to start the script. After unit, you have service. So that's what you actually want to start. And you're gonna use exec start, and exec start is the command you want to run with the service. What is the command we want to run? We want to run the Python script. And so I'm gonna put a new terminal here. So basically we want to run Python 3 with our script. But here we need to give the exact command with the exact path. And what do I mean by the exact path? So if you do which Python 3, you can see that Python 3 is actually this command, /user/bin/python3. So when you use this in the terminal, actually that's a simplification for that. So I'm just gonna Control Shift and C and Control Shift and V here. We're gonna use Python 3 with, so let's do Python programs with this, and how to get the correct absolute path, pwd. So I'm just gonna copy this here with a space slash and copy the name of the file. So we're gonna run Python 3 with this script with the absolute path for the command and the absolute path for the file. Then you can choose to use, so user is equal to pi. So basically you're gonna run this as the pi user. So as the user you are currently connected as. Okay, so that's very important here to use the pi user. If you don't put that, it's gonna use the root user. And well, I guess for this program we shouldn't have any problem, but that may give you some issues with some programs. For example, if you have relative path or file names, or if you just use something that is only set up on the pi user environment and not on the root user. So I recommend to use user is equal to pi. And then the last thing is install like this, wanted by is equal to, and then the same multi user dot target. Okay, and that's the complete description, that's the complete structure for the service. Unit service install, you can do Control S, Control X. Okay, and now the file is gonna be somewhere here. What you can do now, so let's do clear, what you can do is sudo system ctl with daemon reload. And then, well, what you can do if you want to just start the service. So now the service exists, but it's not gonna start on boot, okay? So I'm first going to show you how you can directly start it right now, and then how you can enable it so it can start on boot. So if you want, you can do sudo system. So let's actually do cd to have more space. Sudo system ctl start intercom. Let's actually press tab. And well, it's finding the service. And if I run this, you will see we have starting here, okay? And then we have the blue LED, and well, the application is actually starting. But we don't have any log here, okay? That's just the service that's gonna start, but in a background process. Now, if you want to stop, you can do sudo system ctl stop intercom project, and you stop the service. Okay, so start and stop allow you to just start and stop the service as you want manually. But now what you can do is, so let's do sudo actually system ctl list unit files, press enter, and we have a long list. Okay, I'm just gonna press Q, and what we can do instead is list unit files and then pipe grep intercom to just find what we need. And you can see we have the intercom project service, which is disabled. So I'm gonna do sudo systemctl enable intercom project service. You can see here created symlink, etc, etc. If I do the list unit files, you see now enabled. And so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do sudo reboot. Let's reboot the Raspberry Pi. And I'm currently on VNC, so you can see it's attempting to rebooting. And well, the Raspberry Pi is rebooting. You can see starting. So starting again, and you can see push on button to call. So actually what happened here is that first the Arduino was powered on again, and so the program started. So that was not from the Raspberry Pi. And then the service started on boot on the Raspberry Pi, and when connecting to the Arduino with serial, this actually had the effect to reboot the Arduino. And so you saw starting again, but then the Raspberry Pi was communicating with the Arduino, and you can see now that everything is set up and we can start to just press on the push button. Please wait for a few seconds, and we have just received a notification to open or deny the access. All right, and as you see here, I have not manually launched the program. It has been launched automatically. Now let's go back to the terminal. Okay, so if you want to stop, you can do sudo systemctl stop intercom service. So if you want to stop it, you can do that and it's gonna stop. And also now, if you want to disable it, you can do sudo system ctl disable intercom project, you can see remove this. And now if you do sudo systemctl list unit files with grep intercom or just inter, well, we have the intercom project which is disabled. Okay, so you can easily start and stop with the start and stop command, and then enable, disable with the disable and enable command. That's very easy. And so now that it is disabled, the next time I'm gonna boot the Raspberry Pi, it's not gonna start the service. If I put enable, it's gonna start the service. All right, and now the project is complete. So you can create the service, enable it, and then just put your Arduino and your Raspberry Pi system wherever you want. Okay, as long as the Raspberry Pi can connect to Wi-Fi, of course. And you can just leave your application run like that and wait for notifications on your phone with the Telegram application.